calling it a love song.
What is up, my beautiful gemstones? It's Mary Gem and I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be on what do people think about your bedroom. Okay, you know, the place that everything happens at. So yeah, we got 6 piles here today. We got songs, we got channel messages, literally we got all the vibes. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so this is pile number 1. You can see it's part of a bedroom. You can see it as like just like some flooring, like wooden floors, laminated floors, or like it's a ceiling, I don't even know, but like it's part of a construction from a room basically. Okay, pile number 2 says and the money, so it's just a line. Okay, pile number 3 is a peach color, like it's a really light pink or like a peach color. It's really pretty. Okay, pile number 4 says toad like. Okay, pile number 5, honestly, like I don't really know what it is, but it's really pretty. Like, you know, you can see the nice warm colors, you can see the yellow, like it looks really pretty. Like, let's just say it's jello. It's not jello, but like let's just say it's jello. Okay, and then we got pile number 6 and it says cold as snow. So yeah guys, these are the 6 piles. Please pick as many as you guys would like. Please watch the entire video as well. I love you so much. And yeah, remember to take a deep breath, use your intuition, and yeah, let's get straight into the video. What is up, pile number 1? Let's get straight into your reading. So what do people think about your bedroom? Alrighty, so the song that I got for you is Elephant in the Room by Black, and then I got your channel message at the back as well. And the card that I'm going to be using to channel your energy is the masking card. Okay, but anyways, let's get straight into it. So, you know, right off the bat, just with the card you chose and the masking card, I feel like I was hearing the words rustic energy. You know, maybe you live on like a farm, or like I'm getting plantation vibes. Like I'm just hearing something about like cornfields. Like I'm getting Jeffrey Dallas, like Akbar. Like I'll put a picture over here. For some reason, I just feel like there's like a bit of like an old vibe to, like, you know, your bedroom, you know, where it's kind of like, guys, don't come for me in the comments, but it feels like maybe like an old person lived there before you, or it just feels like it gives you the, like, I don't want to say the creeps, but it just gives you the vibe where it's kind of like, I feel like an old person lived here before me, you know. So I do feel like maybe you aren't like completely done decorating your room, or it's just kind of like you have a lot of, you know, bare walls, or it's just like with the masking card where it's like you cover up your bedroom to make it look like, you know, way nicer than it actually was. So I feel like right now maybe you have a nice bedroom, but like in the past it kind of was not like that, you know. You had to really, like, you know, strip away all your strip off the old what's the word, the wallpaper. You had to, you know, paint the walls a new color. You had to kind of like buy a whole new desk. I just feel like it took kind of a lot to get to where your bedroom is now. And if your bedroom is not, you know, where you want it to be, I just feel like people can kind of tell that it's going to take a lot of work to kind of get to your ideal bedroom basically. So yeah, literally where it's like elephant in the room. So I definitely do feel like there's a lot of synchronicities, and people just feel like there's something that's in your room that maybe you aren't addressing. You know, maybe you have like a huge centerpiece, or like I said, where it's like somebody stayed in your room before you did, and it's kind of like you don't want to move around your room because maybe you're moving soon, or maybe it's kind of like it was your grandma's room and it would just be a bit disrespectful. Or you have a lot of like spiritual things around your room where it's kind of like you can't touch it, you know. Like I know Salvador, like Eat Read Love, you know, the tarot reader on YouTube, he has this one thing in his room, and I feel like he said it, like it's a holy thing, so he can't touch it. So I am getting that vibe as well. But let's get into your cards. Okay, so the first card that we got is the skeleton card. Okay, you know, skeletons in the closet. Okay, so okay, but I'll leave my comments till I got all your cards out. Okay, we got the butterfly transformation card. So yeah guys, I'm definitely getting, you know, transformation, things changing, and all of that vibes. And for some reason I'm thinking about Big Mouth, I'm thinking about Nick. Like I'll put his picture over here. Like guys, don't get offended by the pictures, guys. Like don't get offended, okay. So we got the 4 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and then also the Ace of Wands. So, you know, fire sign energy and also water. let's get into your song. So it says, are you tied up? I called, I've been waiting for you, say you got me, I'm calling it off, and then I wrote Shrek. Guys, I'm serious, don't come for me in the comments, guys. I love you, okay? And like, yeah, so I'm getting something about like you like how your room looks because it's important to you, and if people don't like, you know, your decorations and like what's in your room, it's kind of like, well, screw you. Like there's that energy, like that's how people think about your room. They feel like they know that you like it and that your room is basically your sanctuary, and that's on period. Like I know my one friend, she was in Aries, or they were in Aries, sorry, and I remember like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, they were in Aries, and they loved their room like a lot, and like their room, like I don't want to say it wasn't that special, but like it was special to them, so I feel like that's what's important, you know. And they also shared their room with their sisters, so there was that vibe as well. But yeah, anyways, your channeled message says empty bare walls, you could do with more color, nice floors. So yeah, maybe you have like really nice floors or something, or you always keep your room very clean. But yeah, I'm getting something about people admiring your floors, or they feel like if they were to come into your room, they're afraid that they're basically gonna like mess it up, you know. Maybe you have like white sheets or very like light colored sheets, and like they're afraid that they're gonna maybe mess it up with their dirty feet or something, or you tell people to just take their shoes off before they get into your room and that type of thing. And then it says your clothes and how you dress match your room. I like your curtains. So yeah, people like your curtains, and they feel like how you dress is very similar to your room as well. So I think that's actually pretty cool that like you maybe thought about it beforehand, or it's like a huge coincidence, but your personality definitely does go with your room, like it coincides really well. So yeah, with the skeletons in the closet, I just feel like there's a lot of things in your room that people don't always understand. Maybe it could be color matching, it could just be certain ornaments or certain rituals, like I said, about taking your shoes off, or why you won't move certain things around, or maybe you can't paint your apartment because you live in a complex or something. So I'm getting something about people not being able to really wrap their head around why you decorated your room in that certain particular way. You know, maybe your room is filled with like, you know, a bunch of Shrek stuff, or like it's like a shrine towards like a celebrity that you love, and like they're thinking, why are you so obsessed with One Direction? Like what's the big hype about One Direction? You know, that energy. And then with the transformation card, I am getting something about people feeling like you really did transform your room from like, you know, looking like something that I was like, let's say Shrek, you know, but you know, Shrek is awesome, guys. Put some respect on his name, okay? And they just feel like you really did transform your room a lot. And then again with the masking card, about covering things up as well. And then the Four of Wands talks about like stability and kind of sticking to your niche as well. So I just feel like if there's something that you like, you're kind of gonna do it all the time, you know. Like I remember one time when I was like a long time ago, my mom, I think I mentioned to her or something that I like butterflies, and then my mom got me basically butterfly bedding, butterfly curtains, butterfly ornaments, and just butterfly everything. And basically my room ended up just looking like a huge butterfly, which is kind of like against synchronicity. So I just feel like your room kind of has a theme, and people think it's kind of like it's what you like. So maybe they don't always understand why you like it, but they know that you like it, and that's all that matters. And then with the Queen of Cups, I feel like again where it's like there is a bit of like, you know, this homey vibe, and it matches your style, it matches your personality. And then the Ace of Wands talking about, you know, starting a new project. So I just feel like people can't wait to see the new transformation for your room. You know, maybe you mentioned recently that you want to change up your room, or you're thinking about putting up more posters or something, and I just feel like people are definitely on board with that fact. Yeah, like I don't know why I'm thinking about Shrek so much. Like, guys, don't take it in the wrong way, but like, you know, that scene in the first movie where it's like everybody moved to his swamp, and then he was so upset and everything, but then in the end it's kind of like, you know, like it was a good thing. Like nobody should have to live alone, you know. It's like change is sometimes good. So I do feel like people want you to change your room up a bit, just a little bit, you know, add some color, add some pizzazz. But yeah, guys, that is what I got for pile number 1. I really hope the video resonated. I love you loads, and let's get into the next one. What is up, pile number 2? Let's get straight into your reading. So what do people think about your bedroom? You know, the baby maker or whatever. So your song is Set Fire to the Rain by Adele, and then I've got your channel's message at the back as well. And the card that I'm going to be using to channel your energy is the single Pringle card. So guys, tell me why for some reason I'm getting Barney, what's his name? Barney Stinson, Barney Marshall, Barney Stinson. I'll put his picture over here from How I Met Your Mother. Like, I'm getting him and like his bachelor pad where it's like he added all of these cool techno like stuff to his bedroom, and he had like, you know, secret doors. And I'm probably like hyping your room up so much right now, and you're probably like, bro, my room does not have any secret doors or anything. But I just feel like when people enter your room, it's kind of like they get the energy where it's like, this is a bachelor pad, or like you must have picked out everything yourself. Because I'm just getting the vibe where it's kind of like, you know, when you're like in primary school, when you're like a little kid, and then the teacher gives you a blank piece of paper and you just go boss, and boss in English is like crazy. You just go crazy and you just draw whatever you want, and you're like designing and you're doing whatever, you're adding stickers, and it's just like, oh, a masterpiece, you know. I feel like that's how people feel about your room, you know. They feel like you had this blank canvas and you kind of decorated everything how you wanted it to be. I just feel like everything that's in your room serves a specific purpose, you know. So your room could be messy all the time, and it's kind of like there's a system to the messiness, you know. There's a system. It's like this shoe is supposed to be on the floor, this top is supposed to be on the floor because it's dirty, or because I'm gonna wear it in a week's time, or because, you know, like I'm getting the vibe where it's like there's a purpose for everything in your room. And people like I'm definitely getting, you know, pictures everywhere, but mostly about people feeling like they can tell that you're single. So it could be because you have a single bed, or just because like your room basically exudes Barney Stinson. Guys, again, I'll put another picture of him, you know, Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother, like that dude. Guys, for real, if your room could be a person, it would be Barney Stinson, where it's like, like I said, it's practical, it serves its purposes, and you know, you can get in, you can get out, period. You know, get in, do the nasty, and leave. I just feel like when people into your room, they probably think like you've probably had sex so much in this bedroom. Like, I'm just getting that vibe where it's like people are like, when they into your room, they're kind of like, oh, so this is where it happens. Like, oh my gosh, guys, let me just stop, okay? So the first card that we got is the balloon card, okay? And at the back it says possible arrogance, sad celebration, innocence, and naivety. Being naivety, okay? I can't even say the word properly, guys. It is what it is. And then the next card that we got is the Wheel of Fortune, or the lollipop, okay? And it says elements of change, poor and rich, okay? So like I said, I feel like it does really go either way, you know. If you don't have the money to kind of like make your room like looking all cool, like I said about having gadgets and like secret doors and openings and passages and everything, I just feel like your room is very practical, where it's like you got a bed, you got a light, you got a window, period. That's all you need. But I feel like if you have the money to, you know, be doing the most, that's kind of how people see your room. They see it as being very practical, and like I said, where it's like, oh, okay, so this is where it happens. Like, I'm just getting the energy, like I'm just literally hearing someone saying, oh, so this is your room, okay. So we got the Nine of Swords, the Jack of, or the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. Literally, guys, again, where it's like either or. But let's get into your song first. So it says, I let it fall, my heart, and as it fell, you rose to claim it. It was dark, and I was over your name. Okay? And I set fire. I love the song. And then your channeled message says, messy room, lots of cool, interesting trinkets, baby photos, mugs, bottles in your room, very homey, cool vibes, a little childish though. So yeah, guys, I do feel like part number 2, when people think about your room, they think it's a bit messy. I'll link down the song Messy Room by Nikki DeMar. I freaking love her. She's a queen, period, okay? She's a Taurus. You could definitely be a Taurus as well, honestly. We do have a fire, air, fire, and earth. So honestly, you could be any zodiac sign except a Cancer. I'm kidding, guys, I'm sorry. But yeah, you could definitely be a, maybe let's say an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra sun, and then let's say a lot of fire placements, and then maybe like one dominant earth sign. So it's like if you aren't an Aquarius sun, then it's like you're an earth sign, you're a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But I'm getting something where it's like you have one dominant earth sign placement, or you have one dominant air sign placement, basically. But yeah, so as for what people think when they enter your room with the balloon card and everything, I do feel like it's something about celebration, you know. I feel like people like that there's a lot of privacy, and they like that it's very, you know, just like it's simple, like it's not, you know, doing too much. I feel like it really does depend, guys, if you're like, if you have, you know, and the money, if you have a lot of money. But like if you don't, I just feel like and I don't know why, but I'm getting something about people feeling like they can basically throw a party in your house, or they can just have a celebration, or people just being happy that like you have a place to sleep, basically, you know. They're saying wow, like, you know, they're like just being grateful for basically what you have as well. So, you know, maybe you have the best room out of all your friends, but it's like your room isn't even that like nice, but it's kind of like at least like you have a nice bedroom, at least you have your own bedroom, you know. So I am getting that energy as well. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, I do feel like there's something about you constantly changing your sheets, or you're constantly changing things in your bedroom, you know. Maybe you're always like rearranging your furniture, and it's kind of like things are never in the same place where you left it. And like I said about having a bit of a messy room, so I just feel like people kind of struggle getting around, or they feel like your room's a bit too big, or like they just feel like they're kind of intruding on your personal space as well. Like, you know, sometimes when you're third wheeling with a friend and like they crush or something, and it's just like every time, like every moment that you spend with them, you're just thinking, I mean, you're just thinking about how like you wish you could be at home. It's like that's how I feel people feel when they enter your room, where it's kind of like, oh, finally peace, I can just relax, like there's no drama, there's no nothing. So it's really nice, guys, for real. Nine of Swords, I'm getting something about people being a bit disappointed for some reason. Maybe it's kind of like they thought your room would look a bit different, like they were expecting kind of like something like, oh wow, like da, 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 da. And then it's kind of like, oh, like it's a normal room, you know. So I am getting that vibe as well. With the Knight of Wands, I just get the vibe where it's like people feel like you have a lot of sex, guys, like in your bedroom, and I don't know what else to say. Or they feel like you're always like, you know, masturbating, or like your room kind of has a bit of like a smell where it just smells like sex, baby, let's talk about you know what I mean. Like, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, comment down below if you guys chose pile number 2, because it's interesting, guys, for real. Because people wonder like, why do you change your sheets so much? Like, you know, for who? For the why? And then the Ten of Pentacles, you know, I just feel like people think that you have a lot of expensive things in your room, or I just feel like, you know, you even could be a minimalist, but like you have a few expensive stuff, you know what I mean, where it's like maybe you have an expensive camera, or an expensive bed frame, or like you have a bed frame. Like, bro, a lot of people don't have bed frames, and I feel like you probably have one, and it's kind of like, okay, sis, I see you. Why do you have a bed frame? For who? You know, it's kind of like, why are you being so extra? For who is it? You know. So yeah, guys, that is what I got for pile number 2. I really hope the video resonated. I love you loads, and let's get into the next one. What is our pile number 3? Let's get straight into your reading. So what do people think about your bedroom? So the song that I got for you is Spice Girl by Amine, and then at the back we got your channeled message as well. And the card that I'm going to be using to channel your energy is the Choices card, you know, making decisions. So I do feel like there's something very bold about your bedroom, you know. It could just be like a very shocking color. Maybe when you enter your room, it's kind of like it's a bright red, fam. It's like bright as hell, you know. Or I just feel like you have a certain color that your room is, and it's like a color that no one's ever seen. Excuse me. Or I just feel like there's like this one thing in your bedroom that people are just like, whoa, like, fam, like it's just like, you know, a huge statement piece. Like let's say, for example, you like, similar to pile number 1, like I know my one friend, like she loved One Direction, and like her entire bedroom was just filled with One Direction. Or let's say you're a K-pop stan, or like you like BTS, and it's kind of like your entire bedroom is filled with BTS. So I am getting the vibe where it's kind of like you made a choice about something in your bedroom, bedroom, or people just feel like there's something distinctive in your bedroom. I'll put a picture over here of Dave Days, but like I remember in his music videos he had like a cut out cardboard of Hannah Montana in his bedroom, and like people thought it was weird, but like, fam, it's your choice, do what you want, period. But yeah, I'm getting something about people liking your color scheme and stuff like that. But I was getting something, guys, about maybe you just moving in, like you just moved into a new apartment, a new place, and maybe you haven't had the time to kind of decorate your bedroom how you wanted to. So I just feel like, you know, you've been living at the same house for maybe like forever, and you've kind of never like thought about, you know, just decorating. Like you were kind of like, okay, like why? Like it's just a room. Like why must I decorate my place? Like for what reason? Like I don't need to, or like I can hire someone else to do that for me. Like it just feels like maybe somebody else decorated your room for you, or like I said, you haven't really had the time to do it yourself, basically. I feel like, yeah, you're still thinking about what you want to do, what's the color scheme, you're still thinking about what is the vibe you're trying to basically exude for your room. Like I know my one friend, she's a Pisces, and like when it came to her bedroom, like she wanted it to be perfect. So literally she left her room kind of like boring and bland for like years, and then finally one day she was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna do it, I'm just gonna paint this wall. And then she literally just did it, you know. So maybe you started painting your room and then you stopped, you know, like you stopped halfway or something, or like you started decorating your room and then you just stopped. So I am getting the vibe where it's kind of like it's a halfway project as well. But let's get straight into it. So the first card that we got is the thirsty card. Okay, so you know that talks about people wanting more. So I'm getting something about people feeling like your room, definitely, like guys, especially with your channeled message, like I saw it before I started. I just feel like your room has a lot of, you know, potential to kind of like, you know, be a thirst trap, to, you know, kind of be a man cave, or be, I mean that sounded so misogynistic, well, to be an any cave, you know, like be like a cool little fortress, like, you know, LED lights. Like I just feel like the vision, it's there, fam. You have the vision for your room, but it's just like you gotta make some decisions, you gotta make some choices until you do get there. So for the time being, it's kind of like we just got empty McDonald's, you know. So it's like McDonald's is great, guys, but it's like, I hope you guys are catching my drift, catching my vibe, guys. Okay, I'm even thinking about Fast and Furious, guys, for real. Like, you know, their house that they stay at, like I'll put a picture of it if I can, of their house. Like they had a normal house, but they loved that house. Like it had memories and stuff like that, you know. So your room is kind of full of memories and things that you care about. But yeah, you haven't had the time to just, you know, like I'm getting man cave, guys, for some reason. Like I'm literally getting the word man cave, and you can be any gender. But yeah, people just feel like your room has like a lot of potential. Like I'm even getting the Baudelaire twins. And like when they made that little tent for like them, like I'll put a picture over here even, I hope I can find a picture. But yeah, and then we also got a tiger and a raccoon. Okay, and then at the back it says willpower, courage, personal strength, yin yang power, curiosity, good luck, and teaching you something. Okay, so maybe you're someone that has a lot of motivational pictures on your walls, or yeah, like I just feel like it's like your room's a bit scruffy, you know. Like I just feel like maybe like for some reason I'm just getting something about you started painting your wall and then you stopped, or like there's a huge stain on your wall, like there's something like your wallpaper's like dripping off or something, you know. And it's kind of like you should get to that, you know, you should just like paint over it or something, basically. Or maybe you tried doing something artistic with your room and then it's kind of like it didn't end up looking as great as you thought it would. Or you tried recreating things on Pinterest or something and then it just wasn't exactly what you wanted it to be. Okay, so we got the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and then the Eight of Wands. Okay, so let's get into your song. It says, I need a spice girl. I want to know, is this real or fake? Do I have a chance or am I paving ways? Damn, the synchronicities where it's like, do I have a chance? And like choices and everything. Okay, and then your channeled message says, I love the color of your room. What's it called? Your room has so much potential. Don't stop decorating. I want to take pictures for inspiration. So yeah, guys, I just feel like people get the energy where it's like you were inspired by somebody else's room, or you were inspired by something else, and people like the look that you're going for, but I just feel like it's not exactly the look that you're kind of getting across, you know. It's kind of like I'm so sorry for being mean, guys, but it's kind of like what you ordered online versus what you got. So I just feel like it's there and it is nice, but I just feel like it could be so much better. So if you're trying to go for that kind of, rustic vibe, I feel like you're almost there, but it's not exactly there. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you just spend more time, decorating your room and getting more inspiration, I definitely do feel like your room could really look amazing, guys, for real. But yeah, so like I said, with the thirsty card, I do feel like maybe you have like empty water bottles in your room, or like you're thinking about getting a design like this where it's like a bunch of circles in different colors, or even stripes or something, or like you have an accent wall. I'm getting something about that. Or maybe your room is painted in a very light color, and it's kind of like it's difficult because if your room is painted white, it gets dirty really easily. So maybe it's kind of like I just feel like it looks a bit dirty, like just your walls, because it's like really light, you know what I mean? And yeah, definitely man cave vibes. I don't know why, but I'm getting man cave. So yeah, like I remember when I was younger, I tried making like a den, like I'm getting treehouse vibe, like kids next door. Like I'll put a picture of it, like I'm getting that's what your room looks like a jungle. But like I remember I tried making a den and I thought it was so cool, but literally, guys, it was not cool. Like there were spider webs everywhere. It was just a hot mess, but like I loved it. I was like, this is my den, like oh my gosh. But yeah, Queen of Pentacles, I feel like people still feel like your room is very aesthetically pleasing, and I do see people wanting to take pictures of your room, wanting to take pictures inside your room and getting inspiration. Or I can see people thinking like, oh my word, like I love maybe like the tablecloth, or like I love this, I love that, like I want to get that. Okay, there's a fly in my room, guys, sorry. But yeah, I'm getting something about people really liking like certain things in your bedroom and like wanting to know where you got it and stuff like that, and people just feeling like it's really expensive or looks really nice. And yeah, like picking out certain things in your bedroom and thinking that like this works, bro, like keep doing this one thing. And then the Nine of Cups talking about a wish fulfillment. So I just feel like people can see the vision for your room and they're really excited for you, and they can't wait for you to keep going and changing up your room. Because with the Eight of Wands, this does talk about a change in jobs, or just changing your bedroom a bit. So I do feel like they're still waiting for you to make a final decision on what type of room you basically want. So yeah, that is what I got for pile number 3. I really hope the video resonated. I love you loads, and let's get into the next one. What is up, pile number 4? Let's get straight into your reading. So what do people think about your bedroom? Alrighty, so the song that I got for you is My Future by Billie Eilish, and then I got your channeled message at the back as well. And the card that I'm going to be using to channel your energy is the Dream card. Okay, so it says dream, it says chasing, not reality, and wasting time, okay? But like mostly the dream part is really standing out to me. So pile number 4, I feel like what people think about your bedroom is it's very dreamy. Like I'm literally getting, like I heard the words, oh my gosh, I love your bedroom, I love your room, like it's so nice, it's literally so perfect, like I love it, I love it, I love it. Like did you get it done? Did you get an interior designer? Like I'm getting something about people love your room so much, guys, for real. Like I don't even know why, but I'm seeing people like raving about your room. Maybe you have like a couch in your room, or I feel like you have something in your room that's kind of like it's really cool, like it's kind of like when hoverboards were a really big thing, and then like when people in primary school would have a hoverboard or something, like they were the coolest kids in school. Like I'm getting like something like that, but like for your bedroom. Maybe you have like those TikTok LED lights, or maybe you have like a really cool lamp, or you have Alexa in your room. Like I just feel like you have something in your room that's kind of like, bitch, like your room is so cool, fam. Or maybe your room is kind of like the garage, or it's just like there's something about your room that's just like, bro, like it makes people like they love it, bro, for real. Like I just feel like powerful people love your room, and that is on period, okay? So the first card that we got is the Pretty Girl, okay? So this talks about like being pretty and having a pretty room, guys, for real. Like I just feel like people love your room, they think it's really cool. They like the vibes. I feel like you didn't over decorate. You don't have like a bunch of posters on your walls, and even if you do, I just feel like it goes with the whole entire vibe. But I'm getting the vibe where it's like you don't have posters on your walls. Like I just feel like it's like a modern type room, where it's kind of like it's cute, it's simple, it's not doing too much. I feel like you have matching curtains to your bedding. I just feel like your room is really nice and really pretty, very aesthetically pleasing. There's a vibe where it's kind of like sometimes it is a bit messy, but I do feel like people just love your room a lot, guys, for real. Like I'm seeing people saying like, oh my gosh, can I move in here? Like, can I just live here forever? Maybe you have like a queen size bed, a king size bed or something, and people just love having sleepovers at your house and stuff like that. Like your bedroom is kind of the place to hang out, or your room has the best Wi-Fi connection even. But yeah, they love it. Like I'm getting something about like having a lot of seating placement and like people just feeling comfortable. And yeah, like some people, when you go to their house, it's kind of like, it's so weird because maybe they don't have a chair in their room, and it's just like, it's awkward because you have to sit on their bed, but like it is what it is, like a hot neighbor or something. And like people are like, oh, let's go to your room, like you got the best view or something. Or even in general, like maybe if you look out your window, you just have a very nice view of like your backyard or like of the stars or something. Like I just feel like people love going in your room because of the vibes, fam. The vibes, it's immaculate, okay? And then we got the shark card, okay? So I'm getting, for some reason, like Roderick, for some reason, like I'll put his picture over here from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, where it's kind of like, stay out of my room, mom, it's my room, and like slamming your door. Like I'm getting that energy as well for some reason. So I just feel like you kind of don't let people get in your room unless you want them to, or like you always lock your door or something. So yeah, people feel very safe in your room, which is super nice, okay? So we got the Queen of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Two of Wands that came up, right? Okay, so a lot of deliberation, a lot of sneaking. Okay guys, I get the energy, I get the vibes, okay? Let's get into your song before I say something else. So it says, I can't seem to focus and you don't seem to notice. I'm not here. I'm just a mirror. Can't you hear me? Like, guys, I'm hearing something about people always take the best Instagram photos in your room, or like your room has the best lighting. And like with the Seven of Swords, I'm getting something about like it's really easy to sneak out of your room, or like it's easy to get from your room to the bathroom, your room to the kitchen, or maybe you even have your own ensuite. Like people just like your room because of the practicality and how easy it is to kind of like, fang on nonsense. And fang in English is catch on nonsense, which is English for, just getting up to mischief basically. So yeah, and then your channeled message says, really cool room, super modern / vintage, devs YouTube / TikTok inspired. I feel lighter and inspired in your room. I like the open plan. So yeah, guys, like I was getting something about like maybe your bedroom has an open plan, or I just feel like your bedroom was basically made for you. Like, those TV shows where it's like Pimp My Room. Like, I don't know if that was just South African, but basically you could redecorate your room and it would always be suited to your specific needs. And I just feel like people feel like your room is kind of made just for you and it's perfect for you. Like, it's just perfect, okay? But yeah, they really do like your room, guys. Partner before, I feel like I'm trying to see, is there anything bad maybe about your room? Like I said, you always lock your door or something. It says surviving abilities, strength, and fierceness. So yeah, I just feel like people like your room, definitely. I am getting something about like maybe it offends some people, maybe. Like you could have some posters or like some things in your room that are kind of a bit like, okay. Like maybe like you have a whole entire drawer that's just full of like useless junk. Or I just feel like you have a lot of like, things that you don't need in your room, and it's kind of messing up the whole vibe. Like I know my one friend, Or like, actually no, I like, okay, my one friend used to say that they had a really nice room, but like they had this huge gaping hole in their ceiling, or they had like just like this thing that was in the room, and I was kind of like, bro, like it's ruining your entire room, like just take it out, like you don't need it, you know. But like they needed to have it there, and like I don't know what it was. Like I think maybe it was like a desk or something, but like it was a really ugly desk. Like it was just like such an ugly desk that I was just like, bro, it was ruining the entire room basically. So I'm getting that vibe where it's kind of like maybe people feel like something is ruining your room, but like, bro, your room, like I said, immaculate, okay. Queen of Wands, where it's kind of like, and not getting along with people. So I do feel like there are some people that kind of are like, I mean, if you like that type of style, then it's fine, but like I'm not really into that, you know. Like I know my mom, she does not like the color of my brother's room, because his room is gray, and she just always felt like gray was not a nice color. So I do feel like, you know, some people are kind of like, I don't like your room that much, or I don't like the color that much. But it's kind of like, bitch, who the F gives a F, okay? So there is a vibe, but I do feel like, you know, a lot of people, you know, fuck with your room, period. Like I say, getting up to mischief. And then the Two of Wands, I feel like people want to give you some pointers maybe on where to put some things in your room to make more practical sense, because I feel like your room is very pretty, but sometimes it's a bit impractical, you know, where it's like your bed is like in one side of the area, but your plug is like on the other side of the room. So they're thinking like, why, like that's so impractical, and I have to walk all the way over there. So I'm getting that vibe. But you know, they like your room, guys, for real. Like they like your bedroom, it's period, okay? So yeah, that is what I got for pile number 4. I really hope the video resonated. I love you loads, and let's get into the next one. This looked like a tolly, guys. Only South Africans will get that, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. What is our pile number 5? Let's get straight into your reading. So what do people think about your bedroom, guys? And before I start, I want to say, don't get mad at me about what I say, guys, please. I love you. I'm sending love and light, okay? So yeah, the song that I'm busy using to channel your energy is The Grenade by Bruno Mars. And then I got your channeled message at the back as well. Not me shaking, not me being nervous. Because I know what the channel message says, or like most of it anyways. And then the card that I'm using to channel your energy is the intuition card, okay? So I feel like pile number 5, what people think about your bedroom is kind of like, it's what you're thinking. I feel like people know that your room isn't maybe that pretty. I feel like maybe it's kind of like your bed sheets are kind of a bit like bland, or they're kind of like really washed out or something. So it's kind of like, it's not like, you know, when you buy something and it's brand new, it's kind of like you can see the color on it, but like after a while it kind of becomes very faded. So I'm getting something about people feeling like your bed sheets are very faded or something, or your bed sheets and your curtains don't match or something, or they feel like your bedroom is the only room in the entire house. It just doesn't go with the entire vibe, you know. Maybe everybody's room is painted gray or something, and then your room is kind of like, bam, I'm purple, you know what I mean? I feel like maybe you also share a room with someone else, but I am getting something about like you being unhappy with how your room looks and people knowing that as well. So I do feel like, you know, to a certain extent, it's kind of like, because you aren't confident about how your room looks, it's kind of like people aren't confident about it as well. But like if you act like your room is the shit, bitch, they will believe it as well, period. So I just feel like people see your room as kind of being a bit of like a sanctuary. I feel like they think it's very peaceful, very nice, you know. I just feel like at the same time though, when it comes to, you know, aesthetic and like, you know, looking nice, maybe your room doesn't look that nice, I'm sorry to say, guys, but I feel like it's not a bad though. I just feel like it's like I just feel like it's not that pretty, but it's not bad, guys, for real. Like it's really not bad. I just feel like even though everything doesn't match, it's kind of like, it's still a vibe though, you know. I feel like people like going to your house and like they like going to your room to chill, but like they wouldn't take pictures in, like it's not aesthetic, you know what I mean? It's kind of like just a normal room where it's like you got a bed, you got a window, you got a mirror, like you got a chair. Like I just feel like your room is very basic, and it's kind of like you haven't done anything to kind of like, you know, zhuzh it up or to make it kind of look like out there. Basically, it's like your room has a lot of practical uses, and I just feel like if somebody ever needed somewhere to stay, they would always come to you. Or I feel like if people had to choose where to have a sleepover, they would choose your house just because of like the vibe and like your entire house as well, you know, because maybe you are someone that's kind of like, you won't spend like, you know, a bunch of money on your room, but like you'll spend a lot of money on your living room or something, you know. You even could have your own house, and it's kind of like maybe you just moved out and like you just got your new apartment, and it's kind of like, yeah bro, your first apartment is not going to look that nice, period, but like at least you got your own place, period. Okay, like I just feel like you would rather spend your money on like a nice car or on savings rather than like, you know, buying a new bedspread. And it's kind of like, bro, I agree. So yeah, the first, okay, there's an airplane, let's just wait. Anyways, child, let's get into your cards. So the first card that we got is the Magician card, okay? So it says talents, capabilities, full potential, not holding back, and then it says transform into something. So I just feel like, guys, if it's your first room, I just feel like maybe, like I said, your room doesn't look that nice, but I do feel like it's kind of like, it's just because like you don't really care about, you know, styling your room. You don't really care about making your room look like, you know, that nice, because it's kind of like, why? Like you could definitely be an ISTJ or like an ISFP, and I like, I'm getting IS something or like a J something, you know, where it's just like, why must you spend all your time, all your money, all your effort on your room for what? I just sleep there, like for who am I trying to impress? You know what I mean? Like I just get that vibe where it's like people know that you don't really care about making your room look nice, and I feel like it's just like, yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, and then the next card that we got is the Fool card. So literally already we got 2 major arcana cards, and then at the back it says new beginning, faith in the future, not knowing what to expect, and believing in the universe. So I do feel like people aren't really like, you know, going into your room thinking like, oh my gosh, like let me check, like is the room clean, like let me check, like what's this. Like I just feel like the people that you invite into your room, just like, they don't really care about how it looks, guys, for real. But I feel like if you had to invite your crush over, like they wouldn't be like going and thinking, oh my word, look at this, like your room's dirty, like look at this, look at that, look. Like I just feel like it's like so silly, you know. There's just a vibe where it's kind of like people are just happy that you invited them over, and they're like they're appreciative of that as well, you know. Like for some reason I'm thinking about what is that TV show called? It was about polyamory. I forgot what it's called, but I'll put it over here. Like I don't know why, but I feel like your room basically exudes their energy as well for some reason, where it's kind of like I forgot their names, but like this, so like she was in a polyamorous relationship, and then she stayed with this this married couple, right? These 2 people that were married, and like she couldn't really get a say in it. It's such a nice TV show, man, shame. But yeah, anyway, she couldn't really have a say in how she wanted the room to be decorated, you know, because she had a very, okay, no, yeah, she couldn't really have a say in like how the room was supposed to be decorated. And in the end they basically gave her a red door, and like it was really nice, really sweet. So I just feel like maybe you can't really decorate your room how you want it to because of your parents, because they're very strict, or just because it's a lot of money and it's time consuming and you just don't really care about it, you know. Like I said, you'd rather spend your money on, you know, dope, which is alcohol, or like just like stuff that, you know, you would actually use, or not, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But yeah, anyways, so we got the 7 of clubs, the 10 of clubs, and then also the Ace of Cups that came up, right? So again, talking about you being a very hard worker and people just feeling like they can relax, they can chill, and like it's kind of like a judge-free zone basically. I feel like people see your bedroom as being judge-free. And then with the 10 of clubs, again, where it's kind of like it's unexpected as well, because I feel like I know, like this one girl, right? Like she was the most popular girl at school, like literally so popular. But like when I went to her house, like her room was kind of like, it was just like normal. Like it wasn't like, you know, anything out of the ordinary. It was just like normal. And like people expected her room to kind of like look like, oh, like she's the most popular girl, like she needs to have the best room ever. But it's like, bro, for what? For who? Are you paying for the decorations? Are you doing that? You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like your room is just full of love, appreciation, and like, you know, like no judge zone basically. So yeah, let's get into your song. So it says, easy come, easy go, that's just how you live, take it all, but you never give, I'd catch a grenade for you. So it even could be a thing where it's like maybe your parents are divorced or something, if you do stay with your parents, and maybe your dad's house looks better than your mom's, or your mom's, maybe your mom on one side has your room looks better on your one mom's side than on your other mom's side, you know, whatever, whoever you stay with or whatever. I just feel like it depends, because I'm getting something about you staying in 2 different homes or something, you know. And then your channeled message says spark of and then your channeled message says spark of madness and Magnus Bane. Guys, how many times am I gonna put a picture of Magnus Bane in my videos? I don't know, but here we go. Magnus Bane, my man. Okay, and then basically the quote is just by Robin Williams, and the quote says what does it say again? So you are only given a little bit of madness, don't lose it, okay? So that is a ENFP phrase as well. So it says, your channel message says, personally, I wouldn't have gone with that color. Your bed sheets and curtains don't match. Everything is chaotic, but it works. Like I say, guys, don't come for me, okay? But that's what I'm basically getting for your reading, guys, for real. Like, that's what people think about your bedroom. Like I said, loving, no judgment. I just feel like you're someone that works really hard and you spend your money and your time on other things. So maybe you don't even spend that much time in your room, and that's why you don't really try to decorate it or do anything with it as well. Like, you'd rather use your talents with the magician card, because the magician card talks about talents, talks about, you know, your potential, you know, doing all the things, and you'd rather be doing all the things somewhere else and not in your bedroom. And like I said, where it's like, maybe you have other rooms that look better than your room, especially if you stay by yourself, you know. So it's like, yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna stop justifying, because yeah. But anyways, that is what I got for pile number 5. I really hope the video resonated. I love you loads, and let's get into the next one. What is a pile number 6? Let's get straight into your reading. So what do people think about your bedroom? Alrighty, so the song that I'm using to channel your energy is Trip by Ella May. Like, guys, the song was so popular, like, when was it, 2019? Wait, no, 2000 and, I don't even know, 2017 or whatever. But yeah, anyway, so the song is Trip by Ella May, and then at the back we got your channeled message as well. And excuse me, the card that I'm going to be using to channel your energy is the Romeo and Juliet card. Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? And I'll put a quote over here, not the quote, yeah, the quote where it's like, what's that scene where it's like, what's in a rose, what's in a name that which you call a rose that smells as sweet? Oh, I freaking love that. That's my favorite line in the entire freaking play. Like, I love it, I love it. And I said it wrong, but I love it, okay? So yeah, anyways, what do people think about your bedroom? So immediately, guys, I'm getting something about people complaining about your room for some reason. Like, maybe your house or where you stay isn't in the safest area. So I do feel like sometimes people are a bit scared to maybe, or they're a bit apprehensive to kind of like go into your room. Or I just feel like people are always a bit afraid to kind of get into your room because they're afraid of like something. Like, I know my one friend, like, she would talk about how she loves, like, you know, like kinky stuff and stuff like that. And then like people at school wouldn't want to go to her house because they were afraid that like she was gonna take them to a sex dungeon or something. And I'm getting the vibe where it's kind of like people being a bit scared to enter your room or something. Maybe you have a very, like, you know, rigid personality where it's kind of like you seem very, you know, intimidating or something, and like people are just afraid of like what your room is gonna look like. But I feel like your room's actually really nice, you know, like I feel like it looks really nice. Like, they're gonna be super surprised when actually they do see your room. Like, it could be like I said about where you stay or something, and it's kind of like maybe you live in a bit of like a dodgy area, but your room looks amazing, it looks immaculate, you know what I mean? So yeah. And even with the Romeo and Juliet card, you know, like Romeo, his room, I'm pretty sure in the play or the movie or whatever, like, it was just very like it wasn't really set up that much, you know what I mean? Like, his curtains were kind of just like put up. I just feel like there wasn't really a lot of effort and thought put into their bedroom, but like by no means did their bedroom look like not nice. And Juliet's room was like, oh, gorgeous, like a fortress, you know. I just feel like people get the energy where it's kind of like maybe you don't spend that much time in your room or something, or it's kind of like you always make your bed every single day, like your room is never messy ever, period, okay? Which is kind of contradictory to the song where it's like trip for some reason. I don't know why, but like tripping reminds me of dirt, which reminds me of a dirty room. But yeah. So the first card that we got is Tweety, okay? This is the arguing card, okay? Or blaming something or someone else. And then we got the eye closed card. Like, I don't know why, guys. Tell me why, part number 6, why people are scared to go to your house, or they're scared to go to your room. And let me know if you guys want me to do an updated video on what do people think about your house and not your room, okay? So we got the 3 of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups that came out right there, guys. I'm just getting something about people not wanting to look at your room, people not wanting to go to your house for some reason. And then when they do get there, they're kind of like, oh my gosh, like, I love your room, like I should have come here like a long time ago, and they don't want to leave afterwards. And that's on period. It's like, okay sis, I see you. But yeah, let's get into your song. So it says, I put my feelings on safety so I don't go shooting where your heart be, cause you take a bullet trying to save me. And I'll link down the song by Joyner Lucas. I forgot what it's called, but I'll link it down below. Anyway, so your channeled message says, it's really cold, Dave need a jacket, your room isn't finished, little small but cute, cramped. You might share your room as well. It will look better when you have it all to yourself. So you might share a bedroom with, you know, a parent or a cousin or your grandma or a sibling or something. So I do feel like people are just kind of like, they feel a bit cramped when they're in your room. They kind of feel like a bit intrusive, you know what I mean? Or maybe you can't close your door when you're in your room or something. I just feel like people aren't really thinking about what your room looks like when they're in your room. They're kind of more concerned about what's happening outside of your door, what's happening outside of your room, you know what I mean? Where it's like maybe your parents argue a lot, or maybe, like I said, you have to have your door open all the time and they're kind of worried about like your parents coming in and stuff like that. So yeah, but I do feel like people like your room for the most part. I just feel like they think it's a bit cramped, so like they wouldn't want to go to your room all the time, but just because of like practicality reasons, not because like they don't like your room. I feel like if you were to invite somebody over, they'd kind of be like, okay, cool. Like they wouldn't really think it. They'd just be like, okay, so your room is a bit small, but like they wouldn't like think anything of it really, not really much anyways. So yeah, something about complaining about something as well. Maybe they just feel like it's really cold, but I'm getting something about like your friends like making fun of you for like small things, you know. So like if you invite your best friend over, like I feel like your friend would be like, oh my gosh, like look at this picture of you, like you look so funny, or like, you know, small things, you know what I mean. So maybe you have a lot of embarrassing photos of you like all over your room or something, and then yeah, like I'm definitely getting embarrassing baby photos in your room. And then we also got the eye closed card. So I just feel that people are very paranoid when they're in your room for some reason. Maybe they're paranoid that they're going to wake up your grandma if you share a room with your grandma or something. So it's kind of like they can't really relax when they're in your room. And then with the Three of Swords, it does talk about anxiety and worrying and stuff like that. So I just feel like if they could choose, I'd rather let you go to their house rather than you go to them. They'd rather you go to their house instead of them going to you. But yeah, you know, these are good cards though. So what the King of Pentacles is kind of like, you know, people are waiting for the day that you get your own room, period, guys, for real. King of Pentacles, you know, talks about that money, that coin, that stability, that financial success, the bank card, you know, getting the jackpot basically. I just feel like people know that your room isn't finished, and it's kind of like when your room is finished, it's gonna look amazing, and they're not gonna want to leave it basically, you know. People just feel like they like your room, but only when it's just you guys, just when you're home alone, or just when there's no one else in the room, no one else in your house and stuff like that as well. And then with the Five of Cups talks about separation. So I just feel like people would rather prefer for you to go to them, like I said in the beginning. And yeah, maybe your room's really cold and stuff like that as well, or your room gets very hot as well, so it's kind of like a bit uncomfortable. But yeah, guys, like, you know, no judgment, love you loads. And yeah, so that is what I got for pile number 5. So yeah, guys, that is what I got for pile number 6. I really hope the video resonated. I love you loads, and don't forget to comment down other video suggestions as well, and I'll see you in the next one.